when needed. Support includes giving encouragement and reassurance when times are hard. I don't know about you, but I have certainly been in places where I needed a friend and they've been there for me when times are hard. Um, Mutual understanding. A friend gets you and understands your likes and dislikes. Your friend understands that and may even anticipate your thoughts or feelings. Like, say for instance, me and Mara, like, you know what? I really want to go sing some, and Mara finishes my sentence, karaoke. And so, when friends do stuff like that, they understand one another. Commitment and loyalty. A commitment is a promise that you'll be there for each other in tough times. Loyalty includes actions that show your support and allegiance. Honesty and trust. Without honesty, there is little trust or security in friendship. Trust is an assurance that your friend will support you and have your back. Equality. In equal friendships, no one person dominates the other. I repeat, in equal friendships, no one person dominates the other. Excuse me. The needs of both are equally important, and enjoyment is reciprocal and shared. Ability to self disclose. Self disclosure is sharing your private thoughts, feelings, and history. Even casual friends may share some thoughts and feelings with one another. Conflict resolution. Even close friends argue from time to time, but they can resolve the conflict. The ability to resolve conflict is often determined by caring, commitment, and trust. These are the characteristics of friendship.
Thank you, Coach Ian. So, there are generally four types of friendships. Sometimes it can be confusing to know what type of friendship we have. One of the easiest ways to determine what type of friendship we have and also whether this is a good friend is to consider how many characteristics of a good friendship our relationship has. Coach Ian.
So, in talking about that, these are the types of friendships that we will address today: online friends, acquaintances, casual friends, regular friends, and best friends. Acquaintances, these are people that may know each other by name, but do not know each other well and do not usually associate outside of work or school. Do acquaintances have many of the characteristics of good friends? That's a question I ponder. No. Okay. No, they don't. They don't know each other well enough. Casual friends. These are people that know each other by name and interact sporadically, but do not spend a lot of time together socially. Do you think that casual friends have many characteristics of a good friend?
Not many, not really.
Awesome. Not many. They don't know each other that well. Regular friends. These are friends that hang out in the same social circle. They may go to the same parties and get togethers and spend time with each other outside of school or work. Do regular friends have many characteristics of a good friend? Yes, they have many, but not necessarily all. Best friends. These are friends that hang out frequently. They are often in the same clique and spend much of their free time together. Do best friends have many of the characteristics of good friends?
Yes.
Yes, they should have most, if not all. The characteristics of romantic relationships are very similar to friendships, with some import and distinction. Romantic relationships also include mutual physical attraction, which may include passion, love, and deeper emotional and or physical intimacy. Just like there are different types of friendships, there are different types of romantic relationships as well.
So today we're going to be talking about dating etiquette. As I mentioned, dating is a really complex topic, and everyone, no matter what neurotype, struggles with dating. It's hard. Um, we're just dipping our toes in the water during this free workshop. You need to know how to be a friend in order to be more than a friend. And the goal of this workshop is to provide you with some basic tools for dating that go beyond friendship skills. To start, we're going to talk about finding and choosing appropriate people to date and how to let someone know you like them. So, just like friendship is a choice, dating is a choice too. Do we get to date everyone? No, we don't. Yeah, that's because dating is a choice. Does everyone get to date us?
No.
No. Nope. Dating is a choice, and it's important that we choose the people we date wisely. There are good choices and bad choices when it comes to choosing potential dates. Coach Ian.
All right. So let's go through this slide, giving a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You actually like.
Is it important to choose someone that you actually like?
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Yeah. Is it important to is it important that they seem interested in you?
Yes.
Is it important that they have common interests with you? Is it important that they're around the same age? Now that's one I'm like, I'm there. Is it important that it's likely that they are likely to say yes? It is.
Yeah.
I mean, consent is very important. Is it important that they don't seem interested in you?
Yeah. Would you want to date someone who doesn't seem interested in you? No.
I wouldn't want to date anybody like that.
No.
Is it important that doesn't know you?
Yeah, you don't want to date someone who doesn't know you.
Right. Is it important that they ignore you?
Yeah. Do you want to date someone who ignores you? No.
Not at all.
Do you want to date someone who
Is mean to you or makes fun of you?
No.
No. Is it important that they take advantage of you or use you?
Yeah, do you want to date someone who takes advantage of you or uses you? No.
No, you don't want to date. Do you want to date someone who rejects you before, who has rejected you before? No. Finally, do you want to date someone who has a boyfriend or a girlfriend? No.
Usually not.
Let's remember that just like friendship, dating and being in a romantic relationship is a choice. Other people don't have to date you just because you like them. Just like you don't have to date someone just because they ask you out or they like you.
Yeah, that's important to remember. So where do people find potential partners to date? Well,
I feel like right now, like online dating is really big.
yes. Yes, online dating is really big. And let's see. I want to where else might we find um people to date, potential people to date besides online?
Like on a sports team, if you're a part of a sports team.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Nice. Um so online, of course. Maybe someone who is on a sports team like that you play sports with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe someone who's in your current social circle.
Yeah. I was gonna say like friends of friends.
Nice. Yeah, so like friends of friends, good. And
Someone you volunteer with.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so that would speak to having common interests.
Mhm.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm going to just say someone who shares common interests.
Mhm.
So that's, just like what we look for in friends. Same thing. Okay. And so while we're at it, so what are some Ian, let's go to slide 12.
Okay. What are some internet dating websites? If we can name a few. I don't know if Coach Mar's going to use the whiteboard, but I can remember them.
Yes.
That almighty Tinder.
Oh, everybody's talking about Tinder.
The almighty.
The almighty Tinder.
Like there's Match. What else?
Mm-hmm. eHarmony.
eHarmony.
Christian Mingle.
Oh yeah, Christian Mingle.
There's Facebook. There's Facebook dating.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not. Plenty of Fish I've heard of.
Yeah, Plenty of
I feel
Fish.
like sometimes just social media in general, like Instagram DMs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, social media.
DMs, yeah. Even like on what's it called? Twitter. Sometimes people, do that. So there are clearly there are good choices.
There are more than that.
Oh yeah, there are more than that. Let's see. Where am I? Yeah, oh, so go ahead, Ian.
Yeah, so there are numerous dating sites, some that we mentioned and some that we didn't. There are some good choices for dating websites such as Match, eHarmony, and so on. But there are bad choices as well, such as Craigslist.
Hold on, Coach Ian, I'm going to interrupt you. We're going back to appropriate dating sources.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get to go there.
Okay.
And so these are some, appropriate dating sources. There's quite a few. Yeah, we didn't mention like like meetup groups or at work, like a coffee shop, like places, dog parks. You're gonna like find people who like have a pet just like you, and you're gonna so these are some other different places. There's lots of places where you could meet people. Coach Ian, here we are.
So appropriate dating, online dating such as Match, Tinder, Meetup, Christian Mingle, Date My School, POF. Then we have some Hikey and Special Bridge, but there are some inappropriate ones as well, such as Craigslist, Redbook, Backpage, things like that, where we don't want to get involved. OnlyFans. We don't want to get involved with things like that, because they perpetuate a negative connotation.
Oh, really? I don't know about OnlyFans.
Well, maybe we can talk about it if they join our workshop.
Nice. Okay. So now that we know like who might be a good choice to date and where we might find them, we need to talk about how to let someone know you like them. So what might you do to let someone know you like them if you have mutual friends?
Well, one way is to let someone know that you like them is by talking to mutual friends. Like, like telling, like, say for instance, I liked Mara and I knew that Mara was her friend. I was like, hey, Mara, I like your friend, Mara. Is she dating anyone? Is she single? What does she like?
Yeah. And yeah, that's great. You could, tell them that you like them.
Mhm.
And let's watch this little video.
Hey Jordan, you know the guy Gabe, right?
Yeah, I know Gabe.
I just met him and I think he's really cute. Do you know if he's dating anyone?
I don't think so.
Do you think he might be interested in going out with me?
Maybe I can ask him.
Yeah, will you? But don't tell him I said anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so like, so that's one way to do it, is like, tell them that you're interested in this person, but have them keep it, kind of quiet.
Mhm.
Yeah, and if your mutual friend offers to find out if the person is interested in going out with you, agree, but tell them not to say anything, like Alina did. They may still tell them that you asked, but at least they won't say, like, oh, this person, by name wanted me to ask you. Hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, and another way you can let someone know that you like them in real life is by flirting with your eyes. So just like with all the skills we teach, there's good and bad ways of doing that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So um so the first step of flirting with your eyes is to make eye contact. Does that mean that we should stare at the person? No. What could be the problem with staring at the person?
They might
think
get,
you're creepy.
yeah,
They
get
might
weirded out.
creepy. Exactly. And so instead you want to just casually make eye contact. Once you've made eye contact, then what should you do?
I feel like just introduce yourself and say hi, and then see if things unfold a little bit more after that.
Oh, you're on the right track, Heidi. And there's some steps that go before that. You want to smile. You want to give a little slight smile like Mara's doing. Should we give a big, huge, teeth-baring smile? Like what could be the problem with giving a big, huge, toothy smile?
Look creepy.
Yeah, it might be too much. It might seem like overzealous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is it okay to give a slight smile with no teeth? A little Mona Lisa smile? Yeah.
Mhm.
And then what should we do next? Should we keep smiling and staring?
I think you should look away after that. After you've made that contact, look away.
Look away. Yep.
Mhm.
And then, you've made eye contact, you've given a slight smile. The next step in flirting with your eyes is to look away. So when you look away, it lets the other person know you're safe, actually, and that you're not a creepy stalker. And so just because we've made eye contact, smiled, and looked away, that does not mean you're flirting. So what's the next step for flirting with your eyes? The final step for flirting with your eyes is that you need to repeat the whole cycle again multiple times. So the act of looking, smiling, looking away, and repeating is the act of flirting with your eyes. Simply making eye contact once or twice and smiling is not flirting. So that is, I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of a problem with, oh wait, here we go. Yeah, so let's watch. Oh, let's see, a little eye contact, a little slight smile. Oh, they did it again. And again. So what do you think? Do you think she would want to talk to Gabe? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like it. All right. So, Coach Ian.
Before we can ask someone out on a date, we should have done a number of things to let the person know that we like them. We present each other with the following strategy to let someone know that we like them. And after each example, We're going to ask why it is important. Talk to mutual friends if you have them. Why is that important?
Well, it's important because those mutual friends might help to, pave the way for getting to go on a date with them.
Awesome. Flirt with your eyes. Why is that important? I think that pretty much establishes that, hey, I have an interest. I want to see if you have an interest. And if you're giving the same energy that I'm giving, maybe something could happen. Give specific or general compliments depending on how well you know the person. Like telling Coach Mar, I love that blouse that you have on. It looks so beautiful on you.
Oh, thank you, Coach Ian. Yeah, that's a specific compliment,
Mhm.
and that makes like people feel good to get
Mhm.
complimented, right? Hmm.
The next thing we should do is ask them if they're dating anyone, because we remember we don't want to have interest in anyone that has a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Show interest in them by trading information or finding common interest. Why is that important?
Well, common interests are the basis of all of friendships. Yes. And you can't find
Awesome.
out if you have common interests unless you trade information.
That's an amazing answer. And laugh at their jokes when appropriate.
Hmm.
If you engaging with someone, that's very important. And we teach that here in these classes about how to engage in conversation and how to laugh at a joke. If I told you, hey, what's today? Today is Sunday. No, it's not. It's fun day. And you just burst out like it was the funniest thing you ever heard. Like,
A
okay,
little much.
that's a little much.
Mhm.
There are a few more things we need to do before we ask someone on a date. We need to assess their romantic interest in you. We also need to assess their romantic interest in us. How can you tell if someone is interested in you romantically?
Well, if they flirt back with you, if they flirt with you.
Right. Or having that conversation with a mutual friend, they can tell you that they like you. Flirting back, they may appear to enjoy your compliments, show interest in you by trading information, or they may ask you about your dating status,
Right.
as all these things that we mentioned. If they don't seem romantically interested in us, should we ask them out?
Probably not. Maybe not.
Yeah.
No. No.
I mean, it's a little risky
No
to
is my
ask
final
someone out
answer.
on a date if they don't seem romantically interested, but sometimes people aren't expressive as we could be. So it is important to find out if they have a girlfriend or boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do we find out if they're dating someone?
We ask. We ask them if they're dating someone, and it's important because it's disrespectful to who ask someone out who is seeing someone else, or they are likely to say no if they're dating someone, or it could be awkward and embarrassing.
Yes.
And there
And
are ways that we can find that out. How can we find out if they're dating someone?
oh, well, like you said, like we could
Mhm.
ask them, we could ask a mutual friend, look at their relationship status on their social media profile,
Mhm.
and yeah. And so we should also, so it's also important before we ever ask someone out on a date, we should also consider our dating activity options. So this involves the 5 W's.
Mhm.
Like, who will be there? Is it like, is this going to be a one-on-one date? Is it going to be a double date or a group date? Be prepared to be flexible. So a one-on-one date is just the two of you, and a double date is what? Two,
Couples.
yeah, it's two couples. And a group date is like three
Or more.
or more. Um, and what's a blind date?
You don't know the person beforehand.
Yeah, you've never met. You've maybe been set up by friends or family. And that could be one-on-one, a double date, or a group date. So, and is an online date? Online dates kind of are blind dates, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they are.
Mhm. So let's see. Asking someone on a date. Let's watch this role play and think about what Gabe is doing right.
Hey Lena, how are you?
Hey Gabe, I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. What'd you do this weekend?
I just went to see a movie with some friends.
Oh, was it a sci-fi movie? I remember you telling me you really like sci-fi movies.
Yes, it was a sci-fi movie.
Did you hear about that new one coming out this weekend?
Of course, I totally want to see that.
Me too. It sounds like it's gonna be really, really good.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, what are you up to this weekend?
Nothing.
Would you maybe want to go see the movie with me?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome. Well, can I get your contact information so we can plan it out?
Sure, of course. It's 555-1313.
Alright, great. I'll give you a text this weekend. We'll plan it out.
That sounds great.
Awesome.
Okay.
Nice. So, so I noticed that Gabe like remembered something about Alina, and it was, what was that? She liked what?
Sci-fi movies.
She liked sci-fi movies. So, and he apparently likes sci-fi movies too. Maybe, or maybe he just wants to go on a date with her. And then he, asked her if she wanted to go with him. And that was, oh no, first what did he say? He asked her if she had any
Plans.
Yeah, if she had any plans, or if she'd seen that movie, and she was like, not yet, And so there was his like way in. And before you ask someone out, you need to think about what you're going to do. So the activity should be based on common interests. And you also need to think about when might be a good time for both of you.
Right.
Yeah. Do you need to be prepared to be flexible about the date and time?
Yeah.
Yeah, flexible. You need to think about like where you might meet. Okay. So you might meet where the date is taking place, or at your home or their home. You only meet at their home or your home if you know them well. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't know them well, you meet in a public place.
Yes.
And then you have to figure out how you'll make it happen. Before you ask someone out, you need to figure out how you'll get there, like transportation for both of you. Like maybe you drive, maybe you take a Lyft or an Uber, maybe you take public transportation. And then you have to think about is this an event where you'll need to get tickets? Do you need to make reservations? Do you have money to pay? Like all of these logistics. And so this kind of brings us into something else about staying safe on dates. Coach Ian.
Well, when you're on a date, you need to stay safe. Don't give out your personal contact information at first. Google your date before you meet. Let your friends and family know where you are and who you're with. That's why I love iPhone, because I can share my location on where I am and they can track me if anything ever happens. Drive yourself to and from the date or prepare your own way. As Coach Mars said, we do have your resources out here today where people that don't drive like Lyft and Uber. Meet your date in a public place.
Yes, that's very important. And I love this, like, the fact that Google your date before you meet.
hmm
Like,
You can see landmarks and see all the things that are around in case like you don't have a phone. Well, that's not the age now, but I remember a time where people didn't have phones and you could find a payphone that was close by, or you could find something familiar. Hey, we're going to go to a place called Luigi's, and that's down the street from the ice cream parlor that we always go to. So if you need to tell somebody to get to you, they'll know exactly how to get to you. And you'll know as well.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and then when you can like stalk your date online, like through Facebook or LinkedIn, um, and you can, kind of find out a little bit more about them.
hmm
You can just Google them.
hmm
Yeah. So you don't want to go anywhere alone with your date at first, like, and if it's like a first date, you don't want
Right.
to get in the car with them at first. You don't want to take your date home at first.
hmm
You don't want to go to your date's home at first. So, and you'll want to, like, in order to be safe, you want to check in with friends and family before and after the date. That's really important for like staying safe.
Yes.
Um, and also this part about asking, you can ask a bartender for an angel shot if you feel unsafe, because like all bartenders know about what an angel shot is. Um, Coach Ian, can you explain the angel shot?
To tell you the truth, I've never heard of the angel shot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm guessing what the angel shot would possibly be, if I'm correct, would be like I'm not in a safe position. It's like a contextual clue. Can you
Mhm.
call someone to help me or help me get out of this?
Yeah, exactly. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
It's like a kind of code
Mhm.
for like, I'm not in a safe situation. And so then the bartender would like, help you, or like call someone for help, like call the bouncer or something like that. Yeah. Thanks, Coach Ian. So during a date, how should you behave during a date?
Mm.
Yeah. Um, and what are some social errors that can be made during a date? Let's
Well, I think you should be on your best behavior during a date. And best behavior would be like the things that you did to establish that date. Flirting, not looking creepy, not looking weird, general compliments,
Mhm.
giving and accepting.
uh um something that we teach in peers is like, so don't be a conversation hog.
Hog.
What's a conversation hog?
Sounds like someone who just talks and talks and talks and doesn't let the other person say anything.
Yes, that's totally, you're exactly right, Mara. That's a conversation hog. And it's uh I hear so many stories of people who go out on dates with someone and that other person never asks them a single question during the whole date.
Mm.
So that's like a major social error. What might be?
Another social area is asking too many questions.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah,
being
interviewer.
a viewer.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. So a good rule is to like ask a question, and we teach this in peers, ask a follow-up question, and then answer your own question. And like you're like, okay, ask a question, follow-up question, answer my own question. And then you can go back and forth. You want to have um like about 50% of the time
Mhm.
you're giving information, sharing information, and you're listening. Like, listening
Yes.
is a huge and vastly underrated part of communication. And you just want to take notes, like, oh, is this person interested in me? Are they looking at me? um I think another social error might be like people who are like overly affectionate without like asking.
Mm.
You know, like if they're draping themselves all over you, you know, that's like, that's not good. So these are good, some rules during the date, like we were talking about. Show interest, smile, make eye contact, trade information at least 50% of the time. Laugh at their jokes. Like, you know, they might not be that funny or they might be really funny, but like give a courtesy laugh. You know, as long as it's not something that's offensive. And if it is offensive, you can say, I don't really think that's funny. You know, but otherwise you want to be polite and respectful. Oh yeah, more good rules. You know, don't make all the decisions on the date. Like I've heard stories of people going out on dates and the other person like orders all the food, orders the drinks, decides on the restaurant. Like, I mean, like what? You know, you have to ask your date what they want to do and be flexible. You want to go with the flow and remember that dating is a choice. You don't get to date everyone and not everyone gets to date you. You want to, you know, give compliments. Usually it's best when you're first going out on a date before you're really like close to someone is to give compliments from the neck up. You know, like you know, like commenting on someone's body should be like reserved for a little bit later. Uh-huh. Yeah, don't flirt with other people while you're out on a date. Yeah, that's bad. And don't invite other people on your date if that wasn't the original plan. Why might it be a bad idea to flirt with other people while you're on a date?
For one, that's kind of like disrespectful. You're establishing a more intimate relationship with someone by going on a date with them. And for you to flirt with somebody else, that shows there that you're not consistent in what you want in a relationship.
Yeah, you're right. It's disrespectful. Mara, what were you going to say?
Well, it would probably make me feel like they don't care about me if I was the person on the date with them and they were flirting with somebody else.
Yeah. And even just you saying that, like, you know, it would make me feel like they didn't care about me. That kind of, like, when you said that, I had this sensation in my stomach, like, kind of like it turned my stomach, like, gross. You know, like I wouldn't want to feel like somebody didn't care about me, you know? Um, and then what could be the problem with inviting other people unexpectedly into your date? Heidi, what
Doesn't
might be the
really,
problem with that?
it doesn't seem like a date anymore if there are other people there.
Yeah, kind of shifted
Yeah,
the energy.
I feel like if someone was to invite another person while I was going on a date with them, I would feel disrespected or like kind of like I'm just an addition to the plans. I'm not necessarily like what we were planning to do isn't as important anymore.
Yeah, that same, it made me have that same kind of grossed out feeling, you know, when you said that about thinking about, you know, being, it's disrespectful and would make you seem like you weren't the focus of the date. Yeah, thank you, Heidi and Mara. All right, another rule is you got to be prepared to pay. Okay? The rule is if I invite you on a date, I've invited you, I pay for that date.
Right.
However, you know, other people might not know that rule and their wallet might get stuck in their pocket or their purse and they might not be able to pay because their wallet's stuck, right? Yeah, so go ahead, Coach Ian.
You said the person that asks for the date should pay for the date. Always offer to pay and be prepared to pay. Be prepared also to go Dutch or split the bill. Use the two offer rules. Start by offering to pay once. For example, can I get this? Can I help out? You want to split it? Or if they say no, offer a second time. Are you sure? If they say no again, thank them.
Nice. So like just the two offer rule. It's a good rule.
Mhm.
Let's watch.
So that was a really nice dinner.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, I'm glad we came.
Me too. It's a good restaurant.
It is.
I'll take that when you're ready.
Thanks.
Can I help you with that?
No, not at all.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'll get it next time.
sounds good.
Oh, nice. So she even took it a step further. So she asked, can I help? Are you sure? And then she did something else. What else did she do?
She said she'll get it next time.
Yeah,
She established that she wanted a second date.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's so great. And all right. So we were gonna do breakout rooms just to practice the skills of asking a question, asking a follow-up question, and answer your own question. And Coach Ian, what do you think? Should we do this? I mean,
I think we should just explain it to them. I think we should just explain how we do it because remember, we are streaming. And we don't know what those restrictions are because we've never done it publicly from our streaming. So in our general class, we have breakout rooms where of the 4 coaches, Coach Mara, Coach Tommy, Coach Emily, and myself, we go in breakout rooms and we have different discussions. We have different topics and we evaluate the homework that was presented the week before. And we go over and practice the homework that's going to be presented for the week. So say, for instance, this workshop right here, I would say if we were in a breakout room, hey, Mara, did you try to invite someone out on a date this week? Share with me about it.
right. Yeah. You're talking about like how we would review
how we would conduct the breakout rooms.
Yeah. And in this instance, if we wanted to practice the skills of asking a question, ask a follow-up question, and answer your own question. So let's model that. So, hey, Coach Ian, do you have any pets?
No, I don't, but I do like animals.
Oh, nice. So that was one question. Well, if you could have a pet, would you have a dog or a cat? What would you have?
I definitely have a small dog.
Aw, cute. And now I'm going to answer my own question. I have a small dog, speaking of small dogs, and she's so, so cute. Her name is Lovely. Yeah. So that was ask a question, ask a follow-up question, answer your own question. So like Coach Ian, you want to demonstrate that with me?
Hey, Coach Mara, what do you like to do on your Saturdays?
I like to go on hikes. That was one question.
You like to go on hikes. Okay. So asking a follow-up question. While you're on those hikes, do you take time to enjoy nature or go near the water?
Ooh. Yeah, I like to enjoy nature. Like, for example, like go look at the wildflowers right now because they're super beautiful in the Columbia River Gorge.
Wow, that sounds absolutely beautiful. I myself, what I like to do on Saturdays is I like to visit the beach or clean my house. It's therapeutic.
Nice. So you answered your own question. Yeah. And so those are just some really, explicit concrete rules and steps for, starting and maintaining conversation. Yeah. So let's talk about PEERSE, what it is. So it's an international program. It was created by Dr. Elizabeth Laugesen at UCLA. She's a behavioral psychologist and like assistant head of the department there. She created PEERSE because she was when she was in graduate school, she kept on getting calls from parents there at UCLA looking for something for their autistic teens or young adults. And there really wasn't anything. So she created this curriculum. It was started in 2004. Um, and it is a manualized curriculum. So that means there's a manual. It is highly effective in teaching these skills to neurodivergent people. It's evidence based. There are about 60 studies that show that it is empirically valid. That means that it works. The way that we do it is we have a Zoom room, and then everyone's together, and then we break out into two different rooms, the learners in one room and then the parents or social coaches in the other room. Social coaches are usually parents, but it could be a sibling or a caseworker. So the sessions are taught at the same time. The teen or adult must be motivated to like improve their skills, to like make and keep friends. And we like to emphasize that, you know, I mean, neurodivergent people have different, not less brains. And it is good to have skills. And everyone can build their skills. Everyone can build their social skills. We can all get better as lifelong learners. It's kind of akin to what we call code switching. So like, oh, if I were like a Spanish speaker, for example, I wouldn't go into a place where everyone's speaking Spanish and speak English. I would adjust and I would, code switch and I would start speaking Spanish. So it's like, oh, okay, I use this set of skills, language skills in this setting. And so it's just like to let people, to kind of grease the wheels of like getting through that first initial step of meeting people and letting them get to know who you really are. An example, I remember like seeing two middle schoolers, and one said, and this was during COVID, so they're both wearing masks, and one said to the other, they were outside of school, and one said to the other, "Hey, do I know you?" And the other one said, "I don't know. Do I know you?" And the other one said, "I don't know." And that was it. Like they like asked a question, which was great, but they didn't ask a follow-up question like, "What's your name? Where do you go to school?" So they were kind of, it just like fell flat because they didn't have the like, core social skills. The curriculum, it targets friendship and relationship skills. Ecologically valid skills are skills that work in real life. And that because they've studied people who are socially successful and see, how do they do that? It's a 16-week curriculum with 90-minute a week sessions. And we have, as you've seen today, there's a library of video role play demos. And those are like, you can just look them up on YouTube. Anyone can look them up. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions about what we do and how we do it? Well, I just want to thank you so much for coming today and checking out our workshop. And I'm gonna send you all a little post-workshop survey because we want to know how you're doing. Let us know your opinions, and we hope to see you again. Okay. Well,
Thank you all.
thank you. And
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi. Thanks, Mara. All right. Cool.